We are the Morning Hustle.
What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle. L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. And as usual, we always have guests in the building. And today we're talking all about Tyler Perry's sisters.
This is more like
family. I like that. I like that.
Let them know.
Yeah. We're talking Tyler Perry's sisters. We got Crystal Renee Hayslett here. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
We got our guy Devale Ellis here.
What's
What's
up,
happening, bro? How
What's
you
good?
feeling?
I'm chilling. I can't complain.
You can't complain because y'all on like one of the #1 shows on TV. Okay.
Yes.
Ring the bell.
Yes.
Period. Not just that, y'all got your own spinoff on
You
top of
right.
that thing.
Yes.
I know everybody on set kind of be like, a little bit though, a little bit. Y'all get the extra checks, don't they? They be giving y'all a little shade.
God is good.
God is good.
I'm going to avoid the shade.
I'm paying attention. I'm paying them checks clearing. Thank you, Lord.
I know that's it. What do you
Sweat
think?
shade.
What do you think the fans gravitated more towards the two of y'all as a couple? Like, what do you think made that happen? That chemistry.
Man.
I think it was because we were honest with what relationships look like in the very beginning, right? It was very lustful in the beginning, and then it typically goes from lustful to like destruction. Because now, once the lust goes away, how do we actually fall in love? And that's what people watch. It's like, oh wait, me and my baby father been through that, and me and my wife been through that. And I think people is like, yo, they're not telling the fairy tale, they're telling the truth. So I think that's what it is.
And
They can see
Fatima
themselves.
is very patient because it couldn't be me.
They asked me, could I deal with it? And I'm like, oof. There are some times where I be feeling like, I'm like, Tyler, what are you doing? Because he writes stuff and then it'll start to happen in real life. I'm like,
Oh,
whoa.
no.
I'm like, whoa.
Really?
Like what? You have an example of one?
Yeah.
You're like, one that I want to share?
But even like, you so silly.
Well, you threw it out there.
I did.
That's
I'll
right.
give y'all one without giving y'all too much.
Go ahead.
You know,
I know.
I said, now wait a minute, this is too close to home. But just even like dating someone who's trying to figure everything out at this big age.
Yeah.
You know, in real life, it's different when it's like, wait, okay, this is real. Like, I like you, but sometimes you want them to at least come with their stuff together. Wherever they are, at least come with it together. And I feel like when I met Zach, he was in a building phase and learning how to be there for your man in that and having the patience.
Right.
It started to imitate. But there's some other things where I was like, all right, now, Tyler.
Like, this is going too much.
They'll
You
tell you
didn't.
the
What you
two
read?
and
My
five.
text messages. But you know what? I do want to ask you about that because it being similar. I know last season you told Andy that you wanted her location, right? You like, give me the location because you got too much things going on with you all the time.
Yes.
Is there anybody or do y'all share y'all locations with anybody in real life?
I do, yes. My brother Marquise, he has my location.
Yeah, because you got to make
And
sure
my
you're
brother.
safe.
Man, me, my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my oldest son, we all on Life 360.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we know where Pop is all the time.
Yeah.
But we all just want to make sure that we're in the space we're supposed to be. So we share locations.
That's crazy because
That's
that's
crazy,
how
'cause
we
I don't
found
do it.
out
You
my
don't?
mother
You
got in a
should.
car accident.
See?
Was because it tells you all of that.
Yes.
It said literally head-on collision.
Yes.
They had got into an accident and it alerted my sister.
That's why.
Now me, I'm not on the 360.
But I think
But I'll share with my mama though. I'll share with my
There you
mom, but
go.
I don't need all of them knowing where I'm going. You get upset?
I just think
I don't
know.
blame you. I don't blame you.
I get the safety aspect of it, but I also
Yes.
feel like it's intrusive. Like, you know, maybe it's because we didn't grow, at least me, I didn't grow up with that. So it seems a little weird when I see people like, oh, let me see where so-and-so is. Or let me, you know what I mean? Like, it seems a little invasive. I don't know how you balance that with just being an individual and at the same time having to share so much.
Well, just to be fair, like my wife and I, we don't keep secrets.
Yeah.
Like when I'm going to the store, I'm going to the store. And it's important for her to know where I'm going because, I mean, we live in a country now where if you're a black or brown person, you can be picked up on the street
sure.
and
That's
no
right.
one know where you are.
sure.
So for us, it's important to know I can see. And then if it disappears, why is your phone off? Like,
That's
what's
right.
going on?
I like that for the
You know?
kids, though.
So absolutely, we have 4 of them. So we
Yeah.
started with our oldest. We know where he is at all times because he travels by himself. So it's just a really a protective thing. Plus, when you're in a public eye,
Yeah.
you know, you always want to make sure that the people around you are safe.
That's right.
You know, because not everybody's always a fan.
No.
And I don't want to be somewhere and hear a story later on. I want to make sure, hey, babe, you good? So that's what it's
Yeah.
about.
I just don't want them to be like, hey, you bought Chipotle, right? Can you?
Something to eat.
Right.
That happens.
And that's the kind of stuff
Does
like
that
kids
happen?
doing to each other.
all the time.
No.
My oldest is 14. Dad, I see you passing Popeyes. How do you see?
Oh my God.
How do you even see that I'm passing? Well, it's on the Life 360. Fine. What do you want? You know, it's like
that's exactly when I be like, take me off there. Take me off. That ain't
Taking
on
it
my
too
nerves.
far.
Take me off there, yo.
So when the fans get carried away with these storylines, do you start to see them maybe even creep into the script? Like, because sometimes that is what they want to see,
It
right?
is. That's so true.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, do our
think-
writers really pay
our
attention
writers
to
don't.
that? Yeah,
No, they don't care about that stuff.
They don't.
Do you ever read the script sometimes and be like, all right, Tyler, you're taking this too far now. Like,
Yeah.
Not just about influencing your personal life, but this doesn't even seem believable. That's
Well,
a yes.
Well, I'll be honest, right? A lot of the things that people say is unbelievable. I know people who are going through it. For example, right? My beautiful co-star here was just like, oh, well, now he has a third possible child. And then like, no woman is going to put up with this. And I look at my friends and I'm like,
somebody's gonna put up
you
with
have
it.
3 baby mothers, you
That's
have
true.
4 baby mothers.
Right.
And you're still dating and you just got married.
Right.
So when people say this isn't real, it really is. You just don't like to see yourself. You know, sometimes put up the mirror and you be like, dang, this is what we look like out here sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes life is hard. And sometimes you go through trials and tribulations and you have to see it to realize that other people are going through it too.
Yeah.
But do you feel like sometimes like, damn, why I gotta be the one to have all this mess? Because I did see the other day, a few people were coming at our guy Devon, and they were saying, well, you know, he's a pastor. So how is it that he can play undercover or a guy that's secretly
Right.
doing things with men or whatever?
Right.
So people do kind of come at your character as if it's yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think in the beginning I used to judge the character. Like, I wouldn't do that. Fatima wouldn't do that. And I mean, Crystal wouldn't do that. And Devale had to check. And he's like, no, you wouldn't do it. But there is somebody out here that does all the
Right.
things that Fatima's
Yeah.
doing. And I think, and I mean, Devon and I've had conversations about even just our faith walk and then playing certain characters and how we kind of like tussle with that. And he was like, no, he said, you're playing a character and you just have to honor that, but also honor God in your real life. Because I had to call him one day. I was like, how do you feel about acting and being a pastor?
Yeah.
And he even said, back to your point about people are already like assuming,
Yeah,
like, he's like,
they
just
are.
keep watching.
Yeah.
That was my point. It's like people create narratives before the show plays out.
Yeah.
Like, let's just for the sake of devil's advocate, what if his character isn't DL? So then we had this big conversation
That's true.
and we pointed all these fingers for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like
That happens to people too.
But guess
all the
what? There
time.
are DL pastors, like
yes.
TV, and it's
That's
like
very
we're
true.
touching on real
Yeah.
things, you know? So even if it is, I don't know how, because I don't know the script of that show. Shout out Divorce Sistas.
Absolutely.
If I don't know what happens, but what they're touching on does happen. Yeah.
Well, y'all did have somebody on y'all show, Calvin, that there was some speculations,
Yes.
and now he's
Yes.
living in his truth. Now,
Yes.
would you ever consider dating a guy that has a past with a guy?
Absolutely not.
No, that's not nothing you're interested in.
Immediately no.
What if he says it
No
was in
hesitation.
college and it was just something? Because I saw that also on Insecure, where Molly was like,
I saw
remember?
Insecure.
Because I think about that, and it's a conversation that has been coming up on social media, right? Where they're like, so why not? Does that make you, I don't feel like that makes you homophobic because you choose
No.
not, but some
No.
people do.
I'm just gonna
Not
be
at
honest
all.
with you. In the back of my mind, I'm always gonna be like, does he have those urges creep back up? Are you wanting a man at some point? I don't ever want to feel that about my man. I want to feel like he only wants me. Yeah.
Well, you could buy something to help him with that.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. You are funny. Would you? Would you?
So, how long ago would it have been?
Oh, so you would?
That means
I
yeah.
don't
That means
know.
yeah.
I
She
feel like-
says so.
No,
Wow.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with
How
you.
long ago was you doing
We
that?
learning something today.
No, here's the thing. I feel like I might have already dated somebody that has done something
We probably
before.
have.
I
But
really
knowingly,
do.
though.
Living in
knowingly.
Atlanta.
So no, not knowingly, but afterwards,
in
I've
Atlanta,
heard little things, or I'm about to say way too much, but y'all know I used to be on a sex podcast once upon a time,
Okay.
and I would openly talk about the fact that when I was younger, I would be okay with sticking when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would be okay with
When you
sticking
was
my
what?
finger.
When I was younger.
Younger. I would be okay with sticking my finger in places. And the one particular person, I felt like I could have put more than one finger. So if I could put more than one finger, I feel like you had something else going on. And then I heard rumors afterwards. So yeah, I feel like I might have already done it. So that's why I say I'm not going to say no. Because
that's still different than actively knowing and still doing it. There is a difference.
That's the difference when you know.
There is a difference.
See, like guy from the other side of that, the guys are typically not worried if they say, hey, man.
Don't care.
My lady has a thing for women.
Don't care.
Like, oh, yeah, you want to spark that back up?
You encourage it.
You was a hard no for you. That's a hard yes for me. Have you ever thought about, and if you haven't, if you want to try, now's the time.
What if he just wears a little panty like Calvin used?
I'm like, what are these?
A little panty, and these mines are yours. That's the problem. I don't want to get confused in the laundry.
With the season going into it, it's 9th year.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of growth with characters and things of that nature. But characters aside, what's been different for you as actors in year 9 or season 9 versus season 1? Coming in fresh, eyes wide open versus we vets now.
Yeah. Right. Oh man, so much. We have our own show now, so I feel like we have more of a responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to that, and then just in real life, having to move differently. You know, like everybody knows who you are, but you don't know who everyone else is.
Yes.
You know, and that's scary sometimes walking out and people are just coming up to you and like, you love the love, but sometimes because you get the crazy fan emails, and you're like, wait, are you that person? Like, you know, it's like kind of taken aback, and people are like very intrusive sometimes.
Yeah.
So just getting used to that, and when you do get threats, where people make threats on your life, you just don't know who's who.
So you've had an actual threat on your life?
Really?
Yeah, and stalkers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, she's very protected.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I know her security is my guy.
Well, listen,
that's my
and
guy.
I live 20 minutes away.
Right.
And she will let you know in a heartbeat. Me, Kay, and all them kids will be over there fully loaded.
Yeah.
Yesterday she was coming home and she was like, "There's a guy by my gate." You know, I'm gonna see.
rolling.
She kept rolling, so I just stayed on the phone.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, like, yo, you let me know, you know, she's good, and I make sure she get in the house all the time. Like, we like that with each other. When I leave here, I'm
like,
standing outside, and she's like, "Make sure you," and I'm like, "I got you, sis."
Yeah.
Like, we really take care of each other like that.
It's like a real family. Y'all been working together long enough and close enough to be so.
This Dakota's godmother.
I know people are
That's
crazy.
fire. I love that.
Yes,
It just is wild to me that somebody would even like, what would you have done to cause somebody to give you a death threat?
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? People, I know they're
don't
crazy.
have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could just be obsessed with anything. And it's great because you have your podcast, Keep It Positive.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Sweetie.
Okay,
Yes.
sweetie. You had event at Essence Fest.
Yes.
Essence Fest got some backlash this year.
Yeah.
What was your take on the whole experience this year?
It's crazy because, and I don't know because I was talent, I had an incredible experience. And this is my second time doing it. The first time it was very crowded, very congested. I actually enjoyed being able to get from point A to point B and get tomorrow so I could have my my char grilled, we call them oysters,
I know that's right.
in peace, you know, without having to like take an hour to get there because traffic was so crazy. But I had an amazing time.
Yeah, they were kind of saying like, I know y'all work close on set where it's a lot of black behind the scenes producers. There's a lot of black actors, but they were saying that a lot of the Essence people that were putting it together were majority white, and that might have been the
disconnect.
The disconnect there.
It could have been.
And older, not just the color, but just the fact that it was older people and they need to connect more to the culture.
Yeah.
But you think they got it right. You're like,
well, I don't know if they got it right. I just
With
didn't,
you,
I didn't
they
see
did,
that.
for sure.
Yeah, like everything was very seamless for me and my team. But that's
Yeah.
also to my team as well to make sure that like I was good.
yeah.
I have a take on Essence, which happens with a lot of businesses, right? A lot of businesses, especially black businesses, start off with a mindset that it's going to be for the culture. And then you soon realize that in order for me to scale this business to include the culture, I have to bring on some brands or I need some sponsorships. And that's when the corporate side starts to take over.
That's right.
I think this is the first year people have told Essence that we don't like the corporate side taking over. And they've heard it and they haven't ignored it, which is one thing I'll appreciate about Rich Lou Dennis. He did an interview and he said that, no, we heard you. And yeah, we dropped the ball on a lot of things. A lot of organizations, when it goes bad, they try to ignore it. Or make, like, for example, like what Target is doing, right? We're just not going to talk about it. We're going to leave it alone.
We're going to hire Kai Cenat and act like nothing ever happened.
Right.
And then and what it does is it puts a bad taste in the culture's mouth.
Yes.
And I think Essence is doing things the right way by saying, you know what, we dropped the ball and we're going to fix it.
And that's good because there's always a thin line there. You do want to be able to do it for the culture, you're going to have to interact with business and corporate and things of that nature. But I think people are scared of that corporate entity taking over the culture.
Absolutely.
So if you can work with the corporate entities and not give up that cultural aspect of what it is you're doing, that's the win-win.
That's the hard part.
Yeah,
that's the hard part. But I do think we have to get out of running to corporate culture because they exploit us.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's
all
right.
they really want to do is come in. They're going to put their stamp on it and then tell us how we're supposed to do what they claim they taking from us because they love what we do.
Yeah, no, we got to dictate the terms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got to work together collectively. Rather than go corporate, let's just go to a couple billionaires that we know.
Tyler told us that. Build your own table.
Tyler told us it's funny that we're sitting here, both disciples of Tyler, because you asked that question, what's the biggest thing transition in this 9th season?
Yeah.
It's understanding the business, not just the art. You know, you have to understand your craft, but you have to understand the business so you can do it in a way you really
What do you
genuinely
think is
do it.
maybe what the biggest misconception about Tyler? That when you hear it, you're like, no, not at all.
The biggest misconception I would think is that people think when you work at the studio, you get put in a box. And it ends up on Tyler, right? Like Tyler won't let you work anywhere else.
That's not true.
And I'll be honest, since I've been on the show, I've worked on Mysteries of Laura, NCIS, 61st Street, Netflix film. Anytime I've called Tyler, the only thing he's ever said to me is this going to advance you
That's
forward?
it. Yep.
And I'll be like, I believe so. And he says, we'll do it to the best of your ability. We'll work it out.
So it ain't like you only got to do Tyler Perry films.
No.
It's not. And that's the biggest misconception.
That's what people think, though.
That's
right?
right.
So serious. I remember we were headed to Tika Sumter's wedding. Me and Tyler were going. She got married, and I had gotten this opportunity to do a movie, and I was so scared to ask him because I hadn't done anything else. And I was like, we were on the plane. And I looked at him. I was like, I gotta ask you something. He was like, what's up? And I was like, so I got an opportunity to play this part on the plane. And he's like, well, what is it? And it was a Will Packer movie. He's like, you have to do it.
Wow.
And that's how he's an advocate for people doing what they want to do. It's never like no, you can't do that, trying to hold you back. It's like, go, yes, you have my blessing.
That is an absolute. He did the same thing to me. 61st Street Call with a recurring role. That was Michael B. Jordan's project with Courtney B. Vance. And I was just like, it may interrupt with filming. He said, well, you have to do this. You said you wanted to be a leading man. You said you wanted to do more drama. This is something you have to do. And I'm like, no one tells these stories about Tyler, but he was like, you have to.
Even with like me wanting to thinking about like having kids, I'm like, one day we were just talking, I was like, well, I just don't know like when I have time because we're filming. He said, you worried about the wrong things. He said, we'll make Fatima pregnant.
I love that.
Yes. So as women, we feel like we have to like put our entire lives on pause for this industry. And it's like, well, when would I fit that in, especially in a vein industry? Like I'm going to gain weight and I want nobody will book me. And he was like, what? He said, honey, you worried about the wrong thing.
If you were able to write something into Sistas this season, what's something that you would add to a twist? For a twist.
Man. For a twist, honestly, I want Zach and Fatima to start planning this wedding because she's been engaged for a while.
I knew it was coming.
Come on.
Yes.
Listen, yes, definitely.
When's the wedding happening?
So
Zach?
I've already been lobbying for this, man. There needs to be a theatrical release of the Zatima wedding.
Yeah.
Like the Zatima wedding doesn't deserve to just be on television. Like there are millions of people who have been invested in this relationship, and they watch Zach give Fatima a lot of headaches.
Oh my God, he give me a damn headache.
I think the payoff would be great for people to actually go to theaters and say, I watched the culmination of this, and this is the payoff.
That would be fire.
That's what I think.
That would be, but I did see now the other day, we know Medea got a new movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Another
did
number
you see?
one.
Another number one. But did you
Another
see?
one.
I don't know who that man was on the floor, but it was not Tyler Perry. Did you see
No, I didn't catch that.
So the fans caught a part where he like passed out on the ground, and there was another man.
Oh man, they're gonna always freeze them frames sometimes.
Yeah.
It's funny.
You already know.
Did
It's
you
part of
ever
it.
catch anything in any of your episodes that you was like, oh damn?
Yeah, we hit stuff all the time. Yeah.
Really?
I said my own name one time, and it made it on BET.
That's crazy.
I was just like, you like with the. Oh, and they kept this thing, and I was like, I just said Devale, and they left it.
How does that happen? How does nobody catch that?
To be honest, I don't think they realized it as much as I realized it.
Okay.
Because
When
that's
you
his
hear-
name,
that's
so
right.
they're really just watching it
It's
like
like,
that's his
Right,
name.
Yeah.
but
Right.
then people on Twitter catch
Yeah,
everything.
because we were having a conversation in here, like at this point with those kind of mishaps.
Yeah.
At this point, we was like, all right, maybe Tyler's doing this on purpose, like trolling people. You know what I mean?
That's what I would do.
And just putting like
Yes.
Easter eggs.
Easter
in
eggs,
there.
that's what I would do.
You
Yeah.
think about it, it goes viral, and what are people going to go do?
Watch
it.
Right.
To try to see it as well. Yeah.
I swear to God, I watched one movie. Somebody was eating cereal, wasn't nothing in the bowl. I said, "What is going on?"
That was a fall from grace.
Yes.
It was a fall from grace.
I'm mad.
26 million downloads the first day.
That's
too.
hilarious.
Fall from grace.
With Felicia Rashad.
Felicia
Yeah,
Rashad. Background was in the back, and it was a plate, and it was just a plate and a cup, and he had a spoon. So I was like, why does he have a plate and a cup and a spoon? And the first thing they tell you, this is the funny part, they tell you, do not look in the camera if you background. So what's the first thing background do? Look in the camera. Now the man looking in the camera, right? And then he looks away. Then he looks down at his empty plate and he goes. And I'm like,
nothing on the damn fork.
he was in it. He was in it.
I'm weak.
This was his moment, and he gonna get an Oscar because there wasn't nothing on that plate and it looked good.
Y'all got called out for a fighting scene. Y'all don't remember y'all got called out for that fighting scene? It was
Which
probably
one?
like the second season, and they was in the bank or something like that. And somebody
That was Calvin.
Yes.
Now, I will say this, though. I was there for that one.
You were.
Tyler definitely trolled on that one.
He did.
Oh, absolutely.
So they go to do the scene, right? And they go to do the scene, and a lot of the men there were former athletes. So we all played football. So
Right.
we're all super physical.
Yeah.
So Tyler, we do the scene, and he punches him. Boom, he goes down. Tyler goes, let me ask you a question. How many times can you spin before you fall?
Oh my God.
He literally asked him. So we like, what?
He's a troll.
He's like, no,
He's a troll.
He's like, trust me. That's how Tyler be. So then
He be tickling his own self. He be cracking up.
and
That's wild.
Anthony, he's a joker too. He was like, all right, I got something. So not only does he twirl, he goes, Tyler goes, keep that one. Keep that one.
That's the one.
And I'm like, yo. So
They gonna love this.
when people started like talking about it, I was like, that's damn near genius.
Yeah.
That he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And I mean, he knows his audience.
That's
is
hilarious. Well,
man.
y'all
That
did
is funny.
step up the wigs and the hair though. Y'all hair be on
I
point.
did.
I know that's like, did y'all say like as long as because he used to get a lot of backlash
Yeah.
for the wig styles.
Yeah.
But
I don't play about them wigs.
so you just spoke out like, nah, we about to have
Well, I just make sure mine look good. I don't,
We got to give
be
credit
in
to
there
the
like
sisters.
this.
The sisters
with
crew.
my blow dryer.
y'all be fly.
Them
Y'all be on.
ladies.
Shout out Charnel.
Yeah, Charnel. Shout out to my girl Charnel.
She
She also makes sure. But I would say KJ, Ebony, Mignon, Novi, Crystal, they went back to them and was like, listen, we got to wear these wigs. We have to represent black women the way black women are
That's
supposed to
right.
be represented.
That's
And our
right.
hair
And we
is
in
our
Atlanta.
crowns. That's what they went back and told them, and they made sure that they got straightened. So shout out to the ladies of the show that,
Speaking up.
they did. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like it's not on purpose. He's a man. So
Yeah, he
they
don't
don't
know.
look at stuff like that.
Yeah.
They think it's just hair.
That's another misconception. People think that Tyler picked the wigs. This guy's a
We gonna
billionaire.
blame him for everything.
Absolutely.
Right.
But there's a whole hair department, and to the hair department's, defense, they don't often get time.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of productions, it's we get a last looks. I think I forgot the white boy name that just did Power. Said that they get $27 million per episode. Remember he went on the podcast. 27. Guess how much we get per episode?
How much?
$750,000.
Oh,
So
that's
that
the
when
difference.
people say, why does Tyler move so fast? It's out of necessity. He's not trying to just move fast to just bullshit the art.
Yeah.
Imagine someone gets $27 million and you
Right.
get $750,000.
You got to make it work.
And you
Guess
got to
what?
make it work.
Still going number one.
You see what I'm
There
saying?
you go. There
You see
go.
what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you guys this, man. You guys, obviously working in the industry as actors, and we've seen one of the actors that we held close to our hearts over the years, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and his tragic passing. When you heard the news, man, how did it affect you guys? And like, what is your, just thoughts on watching him grow up as a kid on the Cosby Show and all of those things, man?
My heart instantly sunk. I was in the gym yesterday when I got the text, and it seemed like text just kept coming through because he has had that impact from a child. He was like the big brother that I never had in my eyes, and the Cosby Show was everyone's North Star growing up. And then to see the last video that he had posted
With his
about
daughter.
smiling and with his daughter's flower in his ear, it's just. It's heartbreaking, and it also just puts into perspective that life is short.
Talk about it.
And that
Absolutely.
you just never know. Something as simple as I'm gonna go for a morning swim, just probably to just have a
Yeah.
moment of peace,
Clear your mind.
and for that to happen is tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I just think it's a reminder that we are all people. no matter what your job is. Not even just being an entertainer, but an athlete. I remember when Chadwick Boseman died, same year that Pop Smoke died. I'm from Brooklyn. And when you know people personally, and then you see how the world reacts, but you remember who they were as a person, it's a reminder to all of us that we're people. You know, we have cool jobs in entertainment, but we're just people. So we need to interact with people like that on a daily basis.
And what you saying, Chadwick, we all go through things, you know, whether it's sadness, death, or sickness, and you still got to keep working and keep it moving. Like, how do y'all do that when you get, because I was watching a clip the other day when they were asking Chadwick, well, you know, how's it going to be for the next movie? He said, I'm going to be dead. And he literally came out and said that. And the lady thought he was talking about his character or whatever the case, but people looked at it like it was a double meaning. He knew what was coming. So how do y'all get through tough times and tough moments when people are prying into your personal lives?
Yeah, I lean on my faith. I'm really big on my faith and leaning on God and just keeping that the center focus, because in this industry you can get clouded. It's so many voices and so much noise that you really have to know what the focus is. And for me, and it hasn't always been like that. Like I used to let all that get to me. Devale knows I would take things personal. But now when people are prying, I'm just like, you know what? I can't focus on that. I gotta stay focused on my assignment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, it's all entertainment. You know, the internet is no different than the television or the movie screen. I realize now there's 8 billion people in the world. Only 680 million are on Twitter, which means less than 10% of people are actually on social media actively. So we put a lot of
math,
one thing I'm gonna do is do the math.
I'm gonna do the math.
One thing I don't do is put too much onus or emphasis on the things that I can't control. So if you're in the digital space or the TV space and you know you're prying, go ahead and pry. I got to focus on what really matters.
That's real. That's real.
I love that.
Look, man, you guys are amazing, man. We congratulate you on everything.
We appreciate y'all,
yo. For sure.
Yes.
The 9th season of Sistas. You guys are out there right now letting people know.
Not just that, the 5th season, y'all about to start filming of Zatima.
Zatima, yes.
No, it's not crazy.
Yes, I hear that. Yes.
Right.
Yes, for real.
So we wishing y'all the best with everything that you got going on. And let people know how they can follow y'all before y'all get up out of here.
Yes, you can find me on all platforms at Love Crystal Renee, and that's LUV Crystal Renee. Follow my podcast, Keep It Positive Sweetie, on all platforms, and follow me on Patreon for all the exclusive content.
Okay, all right.
Well, not that
Patreon
exclusive, right?
Oh, okay. I
She
wasn't
said
sure.
Patreon, not OnlyFans.
She lifted one eyebrow, so I wasn't sure.
She said Patreon. Exclusive content.
You can get some stuff up on Patreon now if you want.
You can.
Right, shoot.
You can follow me at I Am Devale on all platforms. Make sure you tune in to Ellis Ever After podcast. Yes, and also on Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah, I got some football questions for you too when we wrap this up.
Let's get it.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Wait, well, speaking of games though, any national anthems you gonna be singing anytime soon?
No.
You talk about it.
No.
Come on, because you ain't say nothing about the singing now.
Yes, no, I am working on new music.
I heard some of it.
Is it good? How's it sounding?
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds.
Really?
If I can compare it to, should I do that? I'm gonna do
Let me
it.
see what you think. Yeah.
To me, it sounds like that early 2000s R&B.
Okay.
That's
where we at with
when women were still singing about loving men and men were still singing about caring for women.
Oh, we missed those.
That's what it reminded me
I'm tired of
of.
this toxic stuff all the time.
I am too.
Yeah,
Listen,
I
it's
am
going
too.
too far.
Yes,
I am. I need to get some love, man. I need to get
You want to
some
tell
love.
us about any producers you're working with?
Yeah, Lil Ronnie is the main producer I'm working with. Sick Pen is a writer. Killing it. Yeah, and I got some other people that I want to work with as well.
How long do we have to wait for this?
Hopefully, well, I want to have it out this year. I'm gonna do an EP. I want it out this year.
We want to see
Come
you
on.
back here.
Yes.
That's
Y'all
fine.
sure?
Bring the song back, man. Bring the song back.
I dropped some bars on it. No. No.
Now you might.
No,
Y'all
no,
got to
no,
do
no.
one Zatima song.
No.
He did say the one I played for him. He was like, "This needs to be on."
It
Zatima.
would be a perfect Zatima
I'll
song.
write you a verse and then you can
Soundtrack.
sit on it.
I'm gonna be honest. She is really an art artist. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
And if I got on it, people would think it was funny or think it
you
was,
think
and I
so?
don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, they would think, oh, they just playing around.
Yeah.
She's not playing around. She be in that studio for hours working on it.
You never know though. Little Duval did end up with a big song.
He did.
He really did.
Sure did.
He did. No, you know what? As a matter of fact, that's actually a good comp though.
Yeah.
Make sure you bring it back.
Now
man.
you thinking.
I will.
I am
Thank
thinking.
you.
Tyler Perry Records.
Don't give him no more
Right.
because he will have a record label.
He will.
He's like, Crystal, you serious about this?
You're my first client here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, man, once
Thank
again
you
for being
so
with us on the
much.
Morning Hustle. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you. This is amazing.